head of United Way here of Rhode Island, Tony Maione, because there is a great event that is taking place tomorrow. Appreciate coming in, Tony.
Okay, yeah, glad to be here.
So I'm having you step over a little bit closer because I know tomorrow is a big day for United Way, and I want you to tell folks why that's the case.
Well, we are celebrating the 10-year anniversary of 211.
Yes.
The events for tomorrow have unfortunately been pulled down.
Oh, they have, okay.
Our 211 operators are going to be busy taking phone calls, and we wouldn't want to put people on the road, so they would get into trouble.
How many 211 operators are there?
There are 17.
Okay.
And so tomorrow shapes up like a snow day, and we have a relationship with Rhode Island Emergency Management. And Snow Day, NEMO, we took 18,000 calls in 2 days.
18,000 calls. And you're putting out a report tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
Sort of encapsulating how 211 has impacted the community. What, tell Rhode Islanders, let's start there, who might not know if, they've heard of 211, but who is it serving and how?
Yeah, so 211 is just dial 211 on your phone. It's for any health and human service need. Mm-hmm. So it's not for, the long-term homeless. We help them, but not just them. It's for any kind of need a person might have. So if you have an older parent who's maybe struggling to get signed up for Medicare Part D, we can help with that. If you need a daycare referral, we can help with that. We're the Gamblers Hotline. If you dial the Gamblers Hotline, that rings in my office.
Okay.
So we're very proud to be able to say in 10 years, we've taken 1.6 million phone calls.
1.6 million phone calls. And you just went over a number of issues. I mean, have you seen a shift? Can you say that there's one need that's more pressing than any other? What are the most calls that you see about?
Yeah, so we're a good barometer of what is happening in the community. In 2008 and 9, when everyone was in foreclosure, we were getting foreclosure calls. We knew about the crisis before it hit the media, before policymakers could respond to it. And we called Rhode Island Housing. We started to have conversations about what are the implications here. At the moment, we're seeing still not foreclosure calls, but housing calls. Rhode Island has an affordable housing problem. The average pay doesn't really support the average apartment or certainly to buy a home. A lot of people in our state are more than 30% of their income goes for their rent, and in some instances it's more than 50%. And so we talk to a lot of people who are working, who are making choices.
Yep.
So they work a job and a half, they have no benefits, and they call us and need a bag of food at the end of a 50-hour work week. That's not right. The governor has said this a few times, that she doesn't think that's right either. And so housing right now is driving us. We were part of the affordable housing bond that recently passed. That's the third one for us. We're doing both ends of the spectrum. We're helping the long-term homeless get connected so that they don't have to spend much time in shelter and can have a decent place to live. But we're also helping sort of average Rhode Islanders to be able to have an option to rent or maybe someday purchase.
So what would you say are the state's greatest strengths in dealing with social service issues as you do referrals? And where are and you talk about affordable housing, but where are the most pressing issues that need either additional funding or resources? So let's go from what you think is doing a great job to what needs more help.
Yeah, so and sometimes those things go together. One of the strengths of this community is there is a very strong human service nonprofit network. It's not as strong financially, but it's strong from the heart. A lot of people really committed to helping. And so that's a plus. On the minus side, a lot of the services, if you apply for service, there's still a lot of disconnection. And this is the value of 211. Because if it's you and Google, you get 1.9 million hits in 6 seconds, and you won't understand what you need to do to apply. And if you're a senior, you don't really want to go through all of that. So folks call, and what happens is we ask them a lot of questions. And so a typical call might be a senior citizen who says, I just bought my medication, I can't eat. And we talk with them about their meds because sometimes prescription companies have programs to give medications for free. We know about these things. So we connect them so they can pay that, and that frees up, get that for free, and that frees up money from their Social Security check that they can use to buy food. So we're kind of coordinating all of that. I think 211 has added a ton of strength to the system, 3,000 resources, and people who really care. 24/7, we should say 24/7, 365 free and confidential, so anybody can call there to get help. In terms of other needs that we're seeing, for a while we were seeing food insecurity grow by more than 10% a month for like 7 years. That grew.
Wow.
Only in the last couple of years that started to
As it stabilized?
I think I'm seeing the leading edge of maybe a little bit better economic condition.
Okay.
So we usually do 200,000 telephone calls. We'll probably do 192,000 or so
Okay.
this year, so we're coming down a little. And that might signal that people actually have more resources, more money to take care of themselves.
And one of the, really kind of assets of United Way is you have a young leader circle.
Yep.
That really gets young folks here in Rhode Island. Talk how that's been an impact on United Way. You see it a lot in social media.
Yep.
Obviously, the younger generation is very driven. But, how has that either, changed both United Way and the state for what the work that the young folks are doing?
Yeah, we really needed to do something with younger people. Our average age of a donor when I started I was a young donor at 50. So we really had to get engaged with young people. And so our Young Leaders Group is the largest young professional group in the state. Mm-hmm. One part social network, one part professional development, one part volunteerism. And oh, by the way, if you'd like to make a contribution, we would like to have one. We're now raising about $100,000 a year from the membership there. And there's a lot of bonding among the group and a connection to United Way for our future.
Yes.
And that's really been great. I wish I could say it was my idea. It was the idea of some young people in our organization to do. And we, as a result of that, so how are we changed? We have to provide a lot more volunteer opportunities. For young people want to give their time before they give their money. People in my generation were kind of happy sending in the check.
That is true. No, they're very present in the community, very impactful in the community. So you can go on United Way of Rhode Island and check that out. So we're moving forward. We're expecting the budget from the governor to be moving forward. You said you were very involved with the affordable housing bond. What are you looking to see in her budget? What do you think would make the most impact? And talk a little bit about what you've seen with the UHIP rollout and what needs to be done there as well.
Sure. So in terms of the budget, we would like to see in the state budget a line item for affordable housing.
Okay.
Massachusetts does it. Connecticut does it. Massachusetts, I think, spends $100 million a year out of their budget in affordable housing because it supports the workforce. If you want people to have good jobs and you want to attract bright young people and keep them, they have to be able to afford a place to live. And so we're hoping, we don't want to bond this again. We've been behind 3 bonds. We would really like to see it become part of the state's budget annually. And that would signal that we would then be able to plan and build out. We're already way behind in the number of units that we have. In terms of UHIP, we've actually been helping out. We take some overflow calls from UHIP. We were getting for a while about 100 a week. And the really cool thing about that is we were handling 75 out of the 100. They didn't need to go through.
Okay.
So we were taking out some of the clog.
Yep.
I don't know what the status is, but the technology has to work, and technology can be a bear. We use a lot of technology too. And so I know that the governor is committed to making it work right, and I'm hopeful they'll be able to do that. In concept, it's a really good idea. Because we used to see people who would have to take, with their little kids, buses to 3 different locations to get signed up. Under UHIP, you log in, and you can do everything. You can find out what you're eligible for and do it all once it works properly.
Once it works properly. Obviously, the governor accepted the resignations of a couple of high-level officials, have put some new people in some new spots. They provide daily updates to the press as to what they're doing. So obviously continuing to watch that very closely. So tomorrow was supposed to be the 211 day. I'm assuming they probably can't reschedule, but we will see a report coming from United Way.
You'll see the report, and we're rescheduling.
You are going to reschedule. Fantastic.
So we'll be after you again to come and be part of that.
Well, what we'll do, we'll run this little clip again to let folks know exactly how 211 impacted the community. But that will be in the near future. What's on the agenda in the coming year? What else for United Way?
So we're very interested in the governor's read by 3rd grade. Only about 1/3 of the kids right now can read at grade level at 3rd grade.
Okay.
And so she has set a bold goal that 2/3 of the kids by 2025 will read it at proper grade level. This is a really important issue because up until 3rd grade you'll learn to read. From 3rd grade on, if you can't read, you can't learn math, you can't learn geography, you can't learn the rest of it. you can predict how a child's going to do as to whether or not they're going to read by third grade. We're going to be an integral part of that. We have a number of things that we do and that we fund that help that. Summer learning, after school time programming to keep kids engaged so they don't go truant. We're starting to take a look at the actual truancy issue to see if we can be helpful there. These is a really good investment. The younger you invest money, the better your outcomes are for the future.
Yes.
And so we'll be behind that. We'll be working on those issues with the governor's office and Kids Count and others to try to make that go. That'll be high on our agenda for this year. And of course, always on our agenda is we need to raise the money every year. And I think one of the things I would like the viewers of this to know is that at United Way, we have a trust fund that pays for our management and fundraising expenses. So if you give us $10, which is the cost of a 211 call, all of that money goes to work.
Okay.
For the caller, for the community.
Do you have a goal, fundraising goal for the year?
So we raise $12.8 million a year, and so the goal for this year is 12.9. We're trying to go up a little bit, and we do that in a number of different ways. People know us because we're in the workplace, and we're kind of famous for that. Mm-hmm. But we're also increasingly just engaging people like this and saying, go to our website, sign up, get our newsletter, get involved with us, whether it's your time or your thinking or your financial contribution. We're a place where you can plug in.
Okay, well, very good. Well, we look forward to telling folks about more things happening with United Way. So the 211 event that was supposed to be on February 9th will be rescheduled.
Yes.
So stay tuned for Go Local Live to find out when that will be. And we end our segments with a trivia question.
Oh, great.
Yes. So from this great game we found called Road Trip, I don't know if you heard, I just had on Mayor Avedisian, and it was a Warwick question. What was
Midland Mall.
Midland
I heard
Mall.
the answer.
I think I saw, he just chuckled. That was not his setup. I couldn't have grabbed one from the middle here. So they asked 4 questions here, and some of them, I got to choose one, and there's an A and a B option.
Sounds like you're stumped and you haven't even asked the question yet.
No, 3 of them are so
obscure?
No, insanely easy.
You want to ask me a hard question?
No, I'll ask you this one. Name 2 of the 3 towns that make up Charahoe.
Oh, well, that's Charleston and Hopkinton.
And
if you want the 3rd one, it's Richmond.
It was extra credit. You get the extra credit, Tony. Well, this would be fun. It's just a way to engage folks with all the great things going on here in the state, and appreciate your coming in to tell us about 211 and the impact that it's had on the community. Again, United Way will be putting forth that report. Again, the numbers, the deliverables to see how many phone calls, how many lives impacted. And, as Tony mentioned, a lot of phone calls come in during snowstorms. We're expecting some snow. So just want to, again, tell folks to stay safe. Providence Schools canceled tomorrow. Parking ban in effect in Providence at 2 a.m., so staying out late. But again, appreciate your coming in, and we'll talk with you soon, Tony.
Thanks very much.
Okay, you were here for the first day and you survived.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Appreciate it. So Tony Maione, folks, from the United Way of Rhode Island. Nearing the end now of the hour for news and politics that I'll be hosting daily from 4 to 5 p.m. in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. If you missed Molly O'Brien in the first segment or any of the segments that I was able to have some folks in to interview today, Luisa Ponte, Joe Palino, Scott Avedisian, and then Tony Maione to talk about 211. Again, they were supposed to have an event at the State House tomorrow, but looks like we're expecting a good deal of snow, so just urge folks to stay safe. But as Tony mentioned, folks who have had issues that they need help on have called 211, and they said during Storm Nemo they got 18,000 calls, so obviously a great resource for Rhode Islanders in need that might need some additional help. So we're wrapping up here. We'll be back again tomorrow